Hey, pay no mind to my messy kitchen. I thought I would show you my raclette pan, except I don't know that I can do it with this, so the camera's going to be wobbly, but this is a raclette pan, and it has candles, and it toasts cheese. See? So it's basically a cheese fondue thing. This is some of that brie I got really cheap. When brie gets old, it gets funky. I'm going to try to turn this up. And see how the crust is no longer white and powdery, and now it's an actual, don't move, actual crust that crunches off and everything. Can you see that? Anyway, brie turns into a blue cheese as it ages. Funky brie is one of my favorite things, although having right before everything shut down, I bought a 7.5 pound wheel. Let me see if I can find the box. Hold on. Where did it get put? There it is. There it is. Ow. Pay no mind to my messy house. Do not pay attention to the messy house. Anyway, this is what I bought. Do you see how big this is? Okay, and that was the price. $8.99 for a 7.5 pound wheel of unsliced brie. Because I like aged brie. I like blue cheese. So I'm setting this up for lunch is what I'm doing. I'm going to toast it until it's all melty and toasty, and then I'm going to eat it with corn chips because gluten. So, you're used to brie with that beautiful white, powdery topping. The topping becomes more and more aged. The brie inside is still, see the bottom is still nice and because it hasn't been exposed to the air and sunlight, but the top gets crunchier and crunchier. And it's not actually crunchy. It just gets agier and agier. Did you hear that? That's something I really like. Okay, now I gotta clean up my mess. So how are you doing? Honestly, I've been watching Facebook. I've been watching a lot of people. I want to say they're melting down, but I think the reality is their mask is slipping. And for a lot of people, okay, we all have that you're one person in front of the Sunday school teacher, in front of the school teacher, and another person in front of your parents, and another person in front of your friends. Okay. Yes, I'm wearing a skirt. This is the house coat I crocheted. I have not bothered to sew in the threads yet, but I crocheted this because it's warm. Anyway, still have to put the pockets on. They're made. Anyway, a lot of people have this duality of self where corn chips. The person they are in one environment is not the person they are in another environment. And a lot of people, myself included, have a public personality and a your family now, get it your own damn self personality. Or a your family now, let me get that for you, for some people. And Facebook, social media has always been a public place, therefore their public persona is what you see. What I'm seeing happen, and it's only been a week for most people, is that Facebook is fast becoming a private space for them, where they feel comfortable saying bullshit. So I had somebody who I've known for 3 years, online, haven't known them in person, but known them for 3 years online. See, it's all melty and steamy. Can you see the steamy? Can you see the steamy? I don't think you can see the steamy. Post that they got tested because they work I'm not exactly sure how they got tested, okay? Because their reason doesn't sound honest. Anyway, they got tested. And they posted that they were negative. So they were baking cookies and they were going to go around and take cookies to a whole bunch of friends and family. And they were giving out shout outs, who wants cookies? Local to them. And I commented that you won't be negative by the time you finish going to visit everybody. And I'm not even going to go into the insults they used. Use your imagination. They insulted my politics. They insulted my gender, or my gender flux. They insulted LGBT. They insulted Native Americans. They called me a lover of people of another ethnic. Anyway, they really got rancid in a single paragraph, having never before ever said anything like that in a public post on Facebook. They decided it was okay. And I kept reading because they had done it like an hour before and I hadn't gotten back to their post. And 4 or 5 of their friends were like, right on, why the hell do you have this person on your feed? Why are you associating with people like that? And their comment was, well, this is a writer and, you know, I met them through this and blah, 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 blah. I'm defriending them now. They didn't block me though, so I still saw it all. I blocked them, you know? And it just occurred to me that this is somebody who decided that they had been being polite to the person they didn't like because they saw benefit in it. Basically, they friended 15 of my friends. It's going to get worse. Most people, all extroverts, don't have the psychological training or programming to be inside their head too long. And quarantine at home is going to put a lot of people inside their own head, having to hear the nasties, the self-doubts, and they're going to lash out on social media because it's the only place they have. A lot of people aren't obeying the quarantine at home. The hubby works in the parks, and he messaged me earlier talking about all the little kids climbing all over the park equipment, the playground equipment. It's steel. We know the virus lives for 3 days on steel. Why are they letting their kids climb on steel when we know the virus can live on steel? Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I would show you my raclette pan. See? Now my cheese is, it's literally bubbling. You see that? Can you see that? Okay. Yeah. And talk a little bit, because be careful. I know it's online, but be careful. There are people out there who wish you ill, who pretend to be friends, who are going to let that mask slip. You know? Anyway, good thing. Have to end on a positive note. I made pumpkin pudding-y things. I can't actually show them to you because they're all squished down and they just look like mush. Positive things. I have tulips. My yard is full of tulips. It's so beautiful. My house is so awesome. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I have no teeth in right now, so you just got a toothless smile. That's about it. You know? Be careful. See you online. Bye-bye.